can make the best hitters look bad. That's some quick work. And there's his third strikeout of the night. And another strikeout for Josh Hader. And another strikeout for Josh Hader. Another strikeout. 7 of them now. He struck him out. Oh, what a night for Josh Hader. You just never know what you're going to see at the ballpark. Josh Hader making history last night. Check out these numbers for the first month of the season out of one of the left-handers that Craig Counsell can turn to, and what an option he is, Josh Hader. 18 innings of work and 39 strikeouts already. Ridiculous numbers for the left-hander. Welcome to Game 2 of this 3-game set between the Milwaukee Brewers and the Cincinnati Reds. Good evening. Alongside Bill Schroeder, I'm Matt LePay. Sophia Minard is our reporter. Well, Rock, as it was unfolding, it was kind of surreal thinking this guy's getting punch out after punch out against some really good hitters that the Reds have in their lineup. It's a night that we have never seen before. Not sure we'll ever see it again, but I guess never say never with Josh Hader.
I've been around for a lot of the great moments, with the Milwaukee Brewers, but I don't remember one as dominant as the one that Josh Hader put together in yesterday's ball game. I mean, he had 8 strikeouts, making really good hitters look awfully bad. I talked to Manny Pena before the ball game. He just hides the ball so well. He rushes it up there at about 95 miles an hour in last night's game. This guy's averaging over 2 strikeouts per inning. It's amazing what he's been able to do. Just when you think you can't expect any more out of this Brewers bullpen, they've all, to a man, have been unbelievable. But this kid right here is making a name for himself. He's becoming a national story.
Yeah, if there's a better reliever out of the bullpen, show him to us. We would like to meet him. Check out these rankings here of some selected categories. 19.5 strikeouts per 9. That's pretty good. The strikeout percentage better than 6 and 10 that he punches out. The swing and miss percentage is high. And he just doesn't give up a whole lot of hits. He doesn't give up a whole lot of anything. He did walk a guy last night, I guess, but let's not be too picky. It was just a remarkable night. And as we send it down to Sophia Minard, the even-keeled nature of Josh Hader, that seems to work well for him as well. Pretty special performance through the first month of 2018, Sophia.
Pretty special performance, and Josh Hader described it as a very fun night. Manager Craig Counsell said it is hard to find enough superlatives to describe what Josh Hader has done, not just in the first month, but especially last night, and most impressed with the manner in which he did it. 37 pitches to face 9 hitters, the 8 strikeouts. We caught up with Hader before the game to discuss what that milestone moment meant to him.
Truly special. I mean, obviously last night I didn't really know too much about it, but it's just fun, being up here, being able to pitch and, help the team out any way I can.
Last night, what was the pitch that you feel like you got just the most use out of?
I definitely, and like I said, I think my fastball is my best pitch for sure. But that slider has definitely come in at a big part, being able to mix that combo and really, like I said, keep them off balance. And I think just that combo in itself is paying off pretty well.
Josh Hader was the story last night, and tonight Chase Anderson looks to continue the story of great Brewers starting pitching. He'll get the nod here as he goes for his 3rd win of the season, and he'll face Homer Bailey. We'll preview that coming up next.
That is out of here. Lorenzo Cain and the Brewers take the lead. Hamilton on the run. It's over his head. Here comes Shaw, and he is safe at home. Yeah, the Brew Crew showed power and moved the line in the 7th inning, and that was the difference in the game, not to mention Josh Hader. Another beautiful night for baseball here in Cincinnati. Upper 70s. We've had back-to-back gorgeous days. Brewers were comfortable last night. We'll see if they can take the first 2 games of this series against their Central Division opponent as we take a look at the Brewers batting order presented by Potawatomi Hotel and Casino. Lorenzo Cain, 4th home run of the year last night at the top of the order with Christian Yelich right behind him. Ryan Braun in left field, it's 3rd. Travis Shaw, Jesus Aguilar, Manny Pena, Jonathan Villar, Orlando Arcia, and Chase Anderson round out the Brewers batting order, and that's the order that will go up against Homer Bailey.
Well, a very familiar foe. The 27th start for Homer Bailey against the Brewers. He's won his last 2 against Milwaukee. He's 7-9, a .465 earned run average. His 12th season, he's only 31 years old, actually turns 32 in a couple of days. Overall, 6 starts, .419 earned run average. Interestingly enough, you know, the Reds have lost every one of his 6 starts this year. Well, let's check out the Reds defensively. You got Adam Duvall, Billy Hamilton, and Scott Schebler in the outfield. Suarez, Peraza. You got Rosel Herrera at second base. You got Joey Votto at first, and Tucker Barnhart behind home plate. Rough day for Barnhart. He walked 3 times, but the Brewers ran on him at will.
To the tune of 5 stolen bases, Barnhart was guilty of a throwing error, and that matched his season total all of last year. Just 1 error in all of 2017. Homer Bailey ready to go to work, and we are underway at Great American Ballpark. Lorenzo Cain's 1 hit was a long ball, a 2-run homer last night for the Brew Crew. So they continue a couple of trends when they homer and when they score first. The Brewers are now 13-4 on the year. Like you mentioned, Homer Bailey, the Reds have lost all of his stars, but Bailey has been the victim of terrible run support. The Reds have scored a grand total of 12 runs in the games Bailey has started. And the Brewers come in with some pretty good pitching going on here the last couple of weeks as Cain pops this one up, and Joey Votto will handle it for the first out of the night.
Well, let's check out our Pizza Ranch for the win here tonight in Cincinnati. Brewers with a win in yesterday's ball game. Well, let's wonder if the running game is going to be a big part of the game for the Brewers. They stole 5 bases yesterday and really put the pressure on the defense. Ryan Braun's had a lot of success against Bailey, a .340 batting average, and he's hit 4 homers. And Chase Anderson has to keep the baseball in the yard. He's been very good, but the one thing he has been victimized by was the home run ball. He's allowed 7 already this year, and the wind's blowing out the left.
Yeah, the home run he allowed to Kyle Schwarber on Thursday at Wrigley Field, that was the only run of the game. But he has been good. The Brew Crew has won 4 of his 4 times in his starts, 4-2 when Chase has taken the mound. 0-1 the count to Christian Yelich, and a base hit over Votto. So Yelich starting to snap out of it. He had a couple of hits last night and gets things started the right way tonight.
You know, on a breaking pitch from Homer Bailey, he throws a lot of different pitches. He's got a good split-fingered fastball. Yeah, throws in the low to mid 90s. You see that pitch going away, and Yelich able to get the bat on it, dump it into right. Well, Brewers on the hit board right away today.
Brewers had 9 hits in last night's game in a 6-5 Brewers victory. And here is Ryan Braun. Walked a couple of times. And also singled to center last night. Rock mentioned the numbers against Bailey. Yet another pitcher he fares well against. Well documented how he fares in this ballpark, and that's been very good as well. Start number 27 for Homer Bailey against the Milwaukee Brewers. And we'll see if the Brewers continue the running game. Mentioned the 5 stolen bases last night. Yelich and Braun were running with 2 outs. They were at first and second. Certainly risk with it. You better get there. And Yelich did, and the throw went into left field. And Christian came on to score.
And unusual for Barnhart. I mean, he didn't get a whole lot of help. He did, pitchers weren't holding runners on, but he's a very good throwing catcher. He just wasn't throwing the ball all that well last night, and the Brewers took advantage.
Gold Glove winner last year was Tucker Barnhart. 2 balls, no strikes to Ryan Braun. He's homered 5 times. He has driven in 15. Were it not for Josh Hader, the big storyline would have been the Brewers offense. After a very frustrating weekend in Chicago, they were able to get some things together. Missed a couple of opportunities early, but then cashed in later with that 3-run 7th. Big double by Domingo Santana. Big for him, big for the ball club. It was just good to see them break out of it a little bit.
Yeah, without a home run. Yeah, 2 out. That inning started 2 outs, nobody on. Very encouraging.
Braun pops one up that will carry out of play. Well, we mentioned that Braun does well against Homer Bailey. How well? There's your answer. He has taken him deep 4 times. 8 extra base hits in all, and he's driven in 9 runs against the veteran starter for Cincinnati.
And taking advantage of mistakes. Homer Bailey doesn't mind pitching inside a whole lot. Sometimes he'll leak one out over the plate. Maybe come in on you off the plate. Those are the pitches that you have to let go.
There's a ground ball over to Eugenio Suarez, and that's out number 2 as Yelich will move to second. So 2 outs, runner in scoring position for Travis Shaw. And it's only a matter of time before he breaks out of it. He has been struggling, and it goes back to the Cubs series. Hitless last night. And pretty much all were struggling with the exception of Lorenzo Cain, who got on base somewhat frequently in that series at Wrigley.
And it's unusual for Travis Shaw to be in a stretch where he really an extended period without hits. I mean, with the way he swings, I mean, he keeps the bat in the hitting zone a long time. He goes to left field pretty well. Just seems to be in one of those spots where it's just nothing falling for him.
Bailey keeping an eye on Christian Yelich. This with a fastball. Yeah, Shaw 0 for his last 19. And you figure he's going to pop out of this at any minute. See if this is the at bat for him. Big year last year and was off to a very good start through the first 3 weeks and change of this season.
Yeah, see if Bailey can give him something down in the strike zone. 3-0 count. Maybe counts will give him the green light here. Of course, guys like Shaw, they're on their own on 3-0 counts.
Real pitch on the way. $14 RBIs to go with the 5 home runs for Travis Shaw. We're up about an hour from here. Yelich, a single, advancing to second on a ground ball. He's in scoring position for the Brewers' third baseman. And Bailey has come back to run the count full.
Yeah, 2 pitches, 2 fastballs, top of the strike zone.
Can he stay healthy? That's the big question with Homer Bailey. Has dealt with 3 surgeries in the last 3 years. Had just 26 starts from 2015 through last season. Payoff pitch to Shaw, and he just does get a piece. He's one of those Brewers who hit well at in this ballpark last year. This is a hitter's kind of park, and it sets up to be a hitter's kind of night in Cincinnati. Chance to put an early run on the scoreboard against Homer Bailey. Brings the 3-2.
Bailey doing a pretty good job now after falling behind 3-0, crowding Shaw inside and up in the strike zone. Bailey in his younger days, I mean, he started his career in 07. He's 31 years old. That gives you an idea how young he was when he started. He used to throw mid 90s, mid to upper 90s. That was his cruising speed.
Now more into the low 90s. Good battle going on with Travis Shaw. And Shaw gets into one. That's deep to right field, and that's out of here. No doubt about it. Travis Shaw, a 2-run blast in inning number 1.
Well, you were right. Time to snap out of it. Well, he got an off-speed pitch, and he laid the wood to it way back, about halfway up those bleachers in right field. There it is. 86 outer half, and Travis able to barrel it up. See you later. No chance that stays in the park. And the Brewers on the board first.
Powerball home run count number 6 on the year for Travis Shaw. 30 feet. Not a lot of drama.
No.
And here is Jesus Aguilar.
And it looked early in that at bat like Bailey was trying to work around him. Started throwing strikes, fastballs up and in. Remember, he wasn't able to get the bat head out. Then he took something off, and Shaw hammered it.
And Aguilar with a fly ball hit back into deep left center field, and the Brewers go back to back in the first inning. First it was Shaw, now it's Aguilar, and it's 3-0 Milwaukee.
Amazing. Jesus Aguilar, every time he's in that lineup, he does something. And hammered that one left center off the facing of the second deck. Pitch down in the strike zone. Check it out. 92 down and in, and the big Phil able to drop the head of the bat on it, and watch where this one lands. Can't even see it off the facing out there, the second deck.
Well, Homer Bailey in each of his last 2 starts gave up a couple of home runs, and he gives up a couple here in the first inning. As the Brewers get the early jump here in Cincinnati. Here's Manny Pena. He homered last night. Ended that string of zeros that the Brewers had. Solo shot in the 4th inning.
Now, they had that home run at 411. Seemed a little short, doesn't it?
I was thinking 420, 415, 420. I just, you know, if you're going to ask.
Seemed like it was every bit as far as Shaw's.
I mean, we're not going to be picky.
I was thinking more 430s. You know, that was a bomb out there in the left center. You're talking about 5 feet.
Well, I said 20.
Yeah,
I said
okay.
415, 420.
Yeah, okay.
I have sharp vision, Rock. Pena pops this one up, and Joey Votto in foul territory. And that'll do it for the Brewers here in the first inning. But they show the big bats here in inning number 1. Travis Shaw, a 2-run shot to right, and Aguilar follows with a deep one to left center. 3-0 Brewers as the Reds come to bat in the first inning. Started right, 3-0 Milwaukee here in the bottom of inning number 1. Let's check out the Reds batting order presented by Potawatomi Hotel and Casino. Jose Peraza at the top, followed by Adam Duvall and Joey Votto. Scott Schebler, Eugenio Suarez, and Tucker Barnhart, followed by Rosel Herrera. Homer Bailey will hit 8th, and Billy Hamilton again rounding out the Reds batting order. And that's the look that Chase Anderson will deal with here tonight.
Yeah, great numbers for Chase. 7th appearance at 286 earned run average. Tough luck loss his last time out at Wrigley Field, a 1-0 loss. He went 7 innings. 5 hits, one of them a home run, only 1 run. Only needed 85 pitches to get through 7 innings.
4 quality starts for Anderson going into tonight's game. Strong ERA, the opening day pitcher for the Brewers. Through 6 shutout innings against the Padres out at Petco. And the bumpiest outing for him was his 2nd start against the St. Louis Cardinals at Miller Park. Clearly pitched well enough to win on most days against the Cubs as Peraza shoots one through, and a base hit to start the bottom of the 1st for Cincinnati.
Check out the Brewers defense tonight. You got Ryan Braun, Lorenzo Cain, Christian Yelich in the outfield. Braun had to start at first base yesterday. It's going to be Aguilar at first tonight. You got Villar, Arce up the middle, Travis Shaw at 3rd, and Manny Pena once again behind home plate.
Here's Adam Duvall. I mentioned last night there were a lot of good hitters who looked bad against Hader, and Duvall went after a pitch that bounced about a foot in front of the plate. Peraza's running. The throw from Pena is not in time.
What a good
throw. What a throw.
Man. Boy, right on the bag, and the Brewers are going to take a look at it, but pretty good jump by Peraza, and he better had a good jump. A tremendous throw, got rid of it quickly, and right on the bag. It's a big jump. Look how quickly Pena gets rid of that baseball, and watch where it ends up. Boy, that's close.
Oh, you know what? The ball popped out of the mitt of Villar.
Yeah, you're right. Yep, never had it.
Yep.
Never saw that.
That throw was in time. Peraza has the bag. 1-0 the count to Adam Duvall.
Jonathan's been doing a little bit of that. We saw that happen in Chicago. Looked like they had a base runner. He was not able to hold on to it. And that happened again tonight.
For Peraza, it is his 4th steal in as many tries. Duvall, a good power hitter. He's been off to a slow start, sub 200 batting average, but he has homered 4 times. And he has had a big bat since coming over to the Reds a few years ago.
He's a guy that can be real hot. He can be real cold. You want to catch him when he's not swinging a bat very well.
31 homers last year, 33 the year before. The 1-2 pitch. Duvall won't chase.
Yeah, Peraza looks like he might want to try to steal 3rd base. Jonathan Villar needs to keep him close.
See the alignment for Duvall. He has driven in 15 runs in the 1st month. The 2-2. And he struck him out, got him on a curve for out number 1.
Curveballs, changeup, big pitches for Chase Anderson so far this year. You couldn't walk it across any better than that, and that's what we're talking about. You get the ball when he's not swinging the bat well, and he will chase out of the strike zone.
And now Joey Votto, who has reached safely in each of his last 15 games. A couple of walks last night, was hit by a pitch. before he became one of the 8 strikeout victims for Josh Hader. Votto has had a pretty good last week plus. Those 4 home runs came in consecutive days.
This guy might be the toughest out in all the big leagues. I mean, the way he concentrates on every pitch. Getting him out is like wrestling an alligator. I mean, you earn it. You know, he doesn't get himself out all that often.
I think you have put it in the past that every at bat, every pitch is personal. He just battles you all the time. And last year, his on base percentage, he had led the league in a number of categories. Walks again, he's led the league in that stat category a number of times, but his on base percentage was .454. OPS over 1,000.
And he plays every day. Every day.
For a team that has not been close to being in contention for a while. 2-1 pitch. And there's a base hit to left field. Perez will take the turn. Here comes the throw from Yelich. That'll be cut off, and the Reds are on the board. RBI single for Joey Votto.
Taking that fastball to the opposite field. Check it out. Pena setting up outside. It's exactly where Anderson put it. 92 right on the corner, and a good pitch, and Joey Votto able to line it into left field. Perez with really good speed able to score. And both teams on the board in the first inning.
RBI number 15 for Votto. Here is Scott Schebler. And he hits a very high fly ball to right field. That is Yelich out there to make the catch. 4 out, number 2.
Just missed that one.
And now Eugenio Suarez comes to the plate. I believe a moment ago on the single by Votto, I said Yelich. Braun back out in left field tonight. He was at first base last night. Yelich swings over to right. Need to pay attention to you when you list the defense there, Rock.
Yeah, that's a key component. Yeah, you got to pay attention.
Absolutely.
Otherwise, you'd never know, right?
No, would have no idea. Here's Eugenio Suarez, and a fly ball hit back into deep left center field. And this game is tied. Both teams have brought their bats tonight. It's a 3-3 game in the first.
Well, we talked about the one issue that Chase has had this year has been the home run ball. Number 8 that he surrendered this year. A no-doubter from Suarez. Check it out. Yep, fastball right down the middle. And Suarez gives it a ride out there in the left field.
Now Tucker Barnhart at the plate. He walked 3 times last night. He was the one hitter to reach against Josh Hader last night. No one put the ball in play, but Barnhart at least got on base.
He walked 3 times last night.
And he's now down 2 strikes and nothing.
You mentioned the only bad start for Chase was that St. Louis start at Miller Park. His second start of the year, went 4 innings, 8 hits, 4 runs, and it was all about fastball location that day. First inning tonight, very similar.
0-2 pitch to Barnhart, and that's into center field. Lorenzo Cain has it tracked, and that'll do it for the Reds in the first. But like the Brewers, Cincinnati puts 3 on the board. Might have a slugfest tonight. Who knows? 3-3 after 1.
As we head to the second, there was a lot for manager Craig Counsell to like in last night's win. We told you about what Josh Hader did, setting a Major League Baseball record. But for the offense, it was that 7th inning and scoring 3 runs, all with 2 outs. And Craig Counsell said that's kind of how you need to do it. It was a little bit of everything in terms of 2-strike hitting, drawing some walks. But what he really liked was the base running. There were 5 stolen bases in last night's game, and Counsell said that was really what contributed to the offense. He said specifically the play where they stole second and third, Ryan Braun and Christian Yelich. He said instead of having the tying run on first, what it means then to have that tying run on third, how different it makes it for the pitcher and the catcher in that situation. So he felt that the base running last night was the best that the Brewers had done all season and really helped them win that game.
Yeah, it's some very aggressive base running, some risk, but it worked.
Yeah, that's a great play if you make it. You know, with 2 outs, you're already in scoring position, right? So it's a different discussion, and it's a different story if he gets thrown out, right?
Here's Jonathan Villar, a fly ball hit back into center field. That has some carry, and up against the wall is Billy Hamilton for out number 1. Oh, the ball is jumping here tonight.
Yeah, wind blowing out to left field and helped that fly ball a little bit. Yeah, it looked like a routine fly ball to center field. Off speed pitch away. Villar hits it pretty well, but just keeps carrying. Look at Billy Hamilton panic a little bit. You know, goes back in right up against the wall.
Already 3 home runs tonight. Shaw, Aguilar, and Eugenio Suarez. Here's Orlando Arcia, and he goes the other way in a base hit.
He needed that, didn't he? He's had a tough time up there at the plate. That's always a good start, hitting the ball on the ground to the right side for Arcia. And check it out. He's thinking that way all the way, 92.5, and pulls the hands in, shoots it into right field. You like to see that. And wait back and hit it where it's pitched.
Yeah, he's been scuffling at the plate since coming back from that ankle injury that he suffered a week ago Saturday against the Miami Marlins. Missed a couple of games, but yeah, let's see if that gets him going a bit now. Chase Anderson, the hitter, shows bunt, pulls back and takes a strike. The one hit was on opening day in San Diego. Gives it a rip.
The old fake bunt and slash. It's the old Jim Gantner play. Gumby used to love to do that.
Good at it, right?
That was back in the days when, you know, position players used to bunt.
Mm-hmm. I remember. Once in a blue moon, you see it now. And trying to bunt with 2 strikes, Anderson lays it down. The play is at first. And Arcia moves to second. Sacrifice bunt for Chase Anderson.
Yeah, Jimmy go up there, looked like he was going to bunt, pulled the bat back, and he was one of the best at that. The idea is, you know, you get the infield moving around. It's most effective with a couple of men on, first and second. Nobody out, infield's moving around. You hit it on the ground, and pretty good chance you're going to find a hole. And he did a number of times.
Every now and then we'll see a pitcher do that. Jimmy Nelson here in this ballpark did that, double down the right field line. Not often, but every now and then.
Well, it's good play when, you know, everybody's crashing, you know, expecting to bunt.
Here's Lorenzo Cain.
I bet Jimmy's watching tonight. Pretty glad we're talking about him.
Working his way back. Well, what a year he had last year. Just ended earlier than he or anybody connected with his ball club would have wanted. But he was electric. And looking to get right back there again upon his return. Get him back, and this is a pitching staff has been pretty good.
Yeah.
And you can take it up a notch, like a mid-season acquisition or whenever the time is right for Jimmy to come back. A ball, a strike to Lorenzo Cain. Keeping Arcia honest out there.
Yeah, never had the ball in his hand. Fake the throw.
Kane a foul pop in the first inning. And a bouncer to Rosell Herrera, the second baseman tonight for Cincinnati, and that'll do it for the Brewers in the second. They get a hit, they leave a man. We are through an inning and 1/2, tied at 3.
Ditch your winter coat this Sunday, May 6th, when the Brewers face the Pirates. The first 20,000 fans take home a lightweight Brewers hoodie. Reserve your tickets at brewers.com/promotions.
I'm not interrupting the promos.
Yeah, well,
you know, Rosell Herrera is singles,
yeah,
but you know, that's his problem.
He did. How dare he?
Before we were so rudely interrupted. Pretty comfortable night, but that hoodie's going to come in handy.
Yeah,
you gotta get that. Got to get one of those. Here's Homer Bailey, pitcher, hitting 8th again for Jim Riggleman. And he'll try to move Herrera up a base. Herrera getting the start at second tonight. Alex Blandino had the call last night. Scooter Gennett been dealing with a sore shoulder. He pinch hit last night for the Reds. Bailey puts one down. Anderson's play is at first to the covering Villar. Sacrifice bunt as Herrera moves to second.
There's some good bunting by the pitchers here tonight. Well done, Homer Bailey. Chase Anderson dropped down a nice bunt.
And here's Billy Hamilton. He tried to bunt against Hader last night with 2 strikes and fouled it back. That's becoming one of the 8s that Hader was able to get via the strikeout. Herrera, the runner at second. That was his first big league hit, by the way. The changeup from Chase for strike 1. Hamilton 1 for 4 last night. You see the average continues to be a trouble spot for him in this Reds ball club.
Always looking to bunt. That's why the corners are in on the grass or even with the bag. If he puts it down where he wants it, it doesn't matter where the infielders are, he's going to beat it out.
Chase with a 1-1. And a little squib to the charging Arcia. Got to hurry, and he gets it there in time. Oh, it's nice to have the arm that Orlando Arcia has. 2 men out.
Yeah, not just the arm, but how quickly he was able to get that ball out of his gloves. He was charging hard. Yeah, good balance. Excellent balance for Arcia, able to make the exchange quickly. Little jam shot, and in and out of the glove, and on its way to first. Got him by half a step.
There can be no wasted motion with Billy Hamilton running up the line. So 2 outs. Herrera the runner at third for Jose Peraza. He started the last inning with a single to center field, stole second. Brewers with 3 in the top of the first, and the Reds matched it in the bottom half of the inning. Solid first month for Peraza, the shortstop now with Zach Cozart with the Angels. Peraza had an 8-hit series against the Twins up at Target Field. That's where the Reds concluded their most recent road trip.
Yeah, tough to replace a guy like Cozart, a very underrated shortstop both at the plate and in the field.
Yeah, very good numbers here. And Peraza pretty highly regarded as well. Came over a couple years ago, part of a 3-team trade with the Dodgers and the White Sox. It was a deal that also involved Todd Frazier. Moved him from here to the White Sox. Here's a 3-0. And that is a 4-pitch walk to Peraza. Runners at the corners with 2 outs in the second. Chase having to labor a bit in the early going tonight.
That pitch kind of getting up there for Chase. Remember, 7 innings. 84 pitches his last time out, 85 pitches. Very efficient.
Here's Adam Duvall. Craig Counsell has gotten some very good pitching on most nights here the last 2+ weeks. Chase lands the curveball for strike 1. Anderson 2-1 in his career against Cincinnati. 2.68 ERA. 1 strike pitch. Another curve is yanked foul.
And 6 of his 8 starts have come here at Great American Ballpark. He hasn't faced the Reds a whole lot at home, whether it be with Milwaukee or Arizona. So he's used to pitching here. He understands what you have to do to keep the ball in the ballpark.
And for pitching here, the ERA is pretty good. 3.60 through his first 5 starts at Great American Ballpark. 0-2 the count to the left fielder, Adam Duvall. Rosell Herrera, the runner at third. Peraza is at first. And the runner's on the move, and it popped out of the mitt of Pena, so Peraza will get his second stolen base of the night.
Tonight it's the Reds running. Last night was the Brewers with the stolen bases, and tonight already for 2 for Peraza. Another man in scoring position.
Peraza and Hamilton, of course, you know Hamilton will steal, and Peraza has now matched Hamilton, both with 5 stolen bases this year. A ball, 2 strikes to Duvall, and it misses away. Duvall came over, part of the Mike Leake deal. Came over from San Francisco a few years back. Here comes the 2-2.
Really struggling with the command tonight. This is not a ballpark where you want to be missing your spots.
Full count now to Adam Duvall. An all-star a couple of years ago was Duvall. The payoff.
And needless to say, you don't want this guy getting on and having to deal with Joey Votto with the bases loaded, so you got to throw a strike. But again, you throw one down the middle, he might hit it out of here.
Mention a slow starter. He's had some slow months of April, but you look up at the end of the year and he's that 30-plus homer guy, about 100 RBIs. At least as a Red, that's been the case. And that will end the inning. He gets Duvall for the second time here in as many innings. So Chase able to work out of some trouble as the Reds strand a couple in scoring position. The second strikeout of Duvall keeps the game tied at 3. Reds tied at 3 as we move to the third inning here in Cincinnati. Middle game of this series. I'll wrap it up tomorrow night, and then it's back home to Miller Park on Friday to take on the Pirates.
It's been a while since we've seen a slugfest. I'm ready to settle in.
Yeah, might as well. This is the ballpark where you can expect to see one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of tight lower scoring games throughout much of baseball, by the way. Weather starting to warm up, and so are the bats.
Yeah.
Christian Yelich is single to right in the first inning.
You can just see it in the faces of these hitters, you know, around the batting cage. And nice warm weather first 2 days here in Cincinnati. This is what they refer to as hitterish weather.
And it is. Yelich a couple of hits last night, off to a good start tonight. Yelich, Braun, and Travis Shaw here in inning number 3. One-two pitch. Brewers come in 17-13. A game behind the Cubs, a half a game behind the Pirates. The Reds now 7-22. Yelich Up the middle, Herrera, nice stop, and the throw pulled up. He held the bag. Votto able to hold the bag and complete the play. 1 out.
All right, nice play by Joey Votto. He's got a Gold Glove in his trophy case. Herrera able to get it, backhands it up the middle and throw off the mark, but Joey Votto able to use that bag effectively, and looks like he was able to keep the foot on the bag. That's a heck of a play right there. He scrapes the toe on the top of the bag.
Yeah, Gold Glover in 2011, showing he still has it. Brewers were taking a look, but now they say play on. 1 away for Ryan Braun. One after the first pitch, and he'll lift one into right field. That's Scott Schebler. 2 men out. All right, here's Travis Shaw with 2 outs and the bases empty. And time now for the Lowe's whole team together. The Brewers now have 4 back-to-back home runs this season, including tonight. That's the best in baseball. 2-run homer from Shaw in the first inning. Aguilar followed. So it was Braun and Shaw, and Braun and Arcia against the Marlins, and Yelich and Braun. And those were the most exciting of the back-to-backs. It tied and won the game in walk-off fashion against St. Louis. Shaw now with the 16 RBIs. That leads this Brewers team. Two balls, no strikes. Looking for his first win of the year is Homer Bailey. The 3-0 to Shaw.
And he gave him a little bit off the edge, didn't he? Home plate umpire Mike Matslinski.
Here's the 3-1. Fly ball out to right. Schebler calls for it. And he'll put this away. And Homer Bailey has his first 1-2-3 inning of the night. We're through 2 1/2. Brewers and Reds tied at 3.
Saturday, May 5th, the Brewers host the Pirates, and fans who purchase a special Cinco de Mayo ticket package will take home a limited edition Teresa Racing Sausage Bobble. Learn more at brewers.com/theme nights.
Joey Votto leading off the bottom of the 3rd for Cincinnati. RBI single for Votto in the first inning. This with a changeup to even the count. A couple of years ago, and it's actually happened more than once with Votto, where he had tough first halves of the season and then just tore it up in the second. Last year he was good pretty much wire to wire. There was no slow start for him to recover from.
He had a slow couple of weeks, but he's turned it on since this year.
And a changeup, yes.
Nice changeup. He came inside on the pitch before and then went right back to the changeup. He had to get Votto.
Third strikeout for Anderson, out number 1. And the first time the Reds did not get the leadoff man aboard.
There it is. He had the plate with it, but really pulled the string on Votto, and that's not something you see a whole lot of. A quick strikeout for Votto. He usually makes you work for it. A 4-pitch strikeout.
There's Scott Schebler. Schebler comes in with a 6-game hitting streak. 2 for 4 last night.
Done a nice job since Jay Bruce was traded. They put him out in right field. He's been able to hit some home runs. Certainly not the outfielder that Jay Bruce is, but he can hit. He's got some power.
And he, like Eugenio Suarez, recently coming off the disabled list after being hit by pitches. And there's a base hit for Schebler, who extends his hitting streak to 7 games.
Curveball from Chase, and he waited back nicely on it, hit it hard into right.
Well, here is Suarez, his first at bat of the night, and he has been swinging the hot bat since coming off the DL. 2-run homer tied the game.
Yeah, pitch down. He dropped the head of the bat on it and way back in left center.
Suarez now 9 for 23 since coming off the DL. And a broken bat bloop, and laying out is Jonathan Villar. 2 men out. A lot going on right there.
Yeah, look at that bat, what's left of it. A nice diving catch by Villar. That ball was slicing away from him. Fastball much better located than the home run that he hit in the first inning. And check out Villar. There he goes. Able to catch it and save a base hit. That bat ends up behind home plate.
To cover a little ground as he was shaded toward the bag. Tucker Barnhart at the plate, lined out to Lorenzo Cain in center to end the first inning.
Brewers defense has been much better as of late, last couple of weeks. Philadelphia Phillies now lead the National League in errors, 24 of them. Brewers at 23, but they've cut down on it quite a bit.
Yeah, they have. They have tightened things up. Been pretty good in the category of defensive runs saved. Barnhart trying to bunt his way aboard, away from the shift, and it works perfectly. Bunt single for Barnhart, and the Reds have him at first and second. Every now and again you'll see that. Opening on one side of the infield, and Barnhart took advantage.
Yeah, Brewers figuring Barnhart's going to be swinging away. 2 outs, a man at first, try to find a gap, but well, if they're giving it to you, why not take it? He gets the base hit. Leaves it up to the guy on deck.
And that guy is Rosel Herrera, who had his first big league hit in the second inning. Signed a minor league deal with the Reds. He's got an invite to spring training and put up some pretty decent numbers there. And at Louisville, he was hitting .311. And getting his chance here tonight with Scooter Gennett dealing with that shoulder issue. Herrera, 25 years old. First 5 years in pro ball as an infielder. He's had a little bit of work in the outfield as well, going back 3 years ago. There's Pena with a throw down, and good job by Arcia to just knock it down.
Yeah, dangerous. I mean, Schebler able to get back easily, and Arcia able to smother it.
Another threat for the Reds. Anderson got out of it in the second inning. Cincinnati stranding runners at second and third. The ball is strike to Rosell Herrera. Herrera originally signed with the Colorado Rockies back in 2009.
And one of 3 switch hitters in the starting lineup for Cincinnati. You don't see that every day.
And joining Barnhart and Billy Hamilton. Here's the 1-2. Cutter missing inside. A single from Schebler, a bunt single from Tucker Barnhart. Reds with 6 hits already in this game. The Brewers with 4. The 2-2. Inning over. Couple of strikeouts in this third inning for Chase Anderson as he has Cincinnati stranding 2 more runners. We stay tied after 3. Jesus Aguilar will lead things off here for the Brew Crew. Let's go back to the first inning. He was the back end of the back-to-back. Here's the front end of it. Travis Shaw, 430 feet at nearly 105 miles per hour. We think it was at least 415 feet. But look at the velo, 108 off the bat of Jesus Aguilar.
Yep.
Maybe even 416 or 417.
Yeah, Homer Bailey's now allowed 8 home runs this year, so he's had some home run issues along with Chase.
He is the author of 2 no-hitters, came in consecutive years, 2012 against the Pirates and in 13 against the Giants. And then into 14, the injury bug hit. Aguilar takes a strike. That home run was his second of the year. The first was the walk-off about a week and a half ago against the Marlins at the end of a terrific 13-pitch at bat.
He's not just a big power hitter. I mean, this guy's got a really good approach up at the plate. He knows what he wants to do. Hits it where it's pitched. Doesn't strike out a whole lot for a guy his size. And you look at him and you think, just don't make a mistake with this guy and you're going to get him out, but that's not the case. I think the league understands that you have to work to get Jesus Aguilar out. Very patient at the plate.
2-1 pitch. And his on base percentage is .434. Hit his way onto the roster last year.
And got him basically for nothing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cleveland didn't have a spot for him. Brewers picked him up, and look what he's been able to do.
And he lines out to Joey Votto. Out number one.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. That was a good pitch by Homer Bailey. A lot of big guys going to be pulling off on that and swing and miss, and just kind of sticks his bat out there. Joey Votto positioned perfectly for the out. But check it out. I mean, that's a really good pitch, and Aguilar just shortens up, puts the bat on the baseball, and hits a line drive.
Just flicked it.
Yeah.
That's how strong he is. Manny Pena looks at a curve for strike one.
You know, it's usually when you talk about a guy like that, they punch out. I'm glad that he hit a ball hard like that.
Yeah. The one you're trying, yes. You're waiting for him to try to yank one out of here. This is in the air to right center field. Billy Hamilton will squeeze it. 2 up, 2 down.
That's what I'm talking about, shortening up. I mean, with Aguilar. I mean, he does a really good job of that. A very good 2-strike hitter.
Homer Bailey getting into a little bit of rhythm now. He has retired the last 7. He'll face Jonathan Villar. He sent Billy Hamilton to the wall in the second inning. Fly ball that had some carry when kicking out that way. Not as much now as it was a couple of innings ago. Bailey pops it in there at 95.
Yeah, one of his best fastballs. He has reached back this year and gotten 97. But he doesn't do that very often these days. It used to be easy for him back in the day.
0-2 pitch. Yeah, country boy out of LaGrange, Texas. 7th overall pick was Bailey back in 2004. In the midst of a sweet contract, signed a 6-year deal a few years back. It takes him through next year. He has spun a couple of pretty good games against the Nats on opening day. 6 innings, a 1-run ball. More the same at Philadelphia. And he gets Villar swinging to end the inning. Another 1-2-3 frame for Homer Bailey. So this game is settled down after a lot of scoring in the first inning. Wisconsin is brought to you by the Wisconsin Lottery, reminding you to please play responsibly. By Ascension, coming together to give healthcare a better name. We are Ascension. And by Pepsi, this is the Pepsi for your crew. That's like Redzilla cam there, Rock, is what that is.
Did you see that thing going around the ballpark?
It's impressive. Shooting out souvenir shirts and stuff.
I was hoping to get one.
Yeah. Couldn't reach up here, I guess. Thought I had a little better range than that. Redzilla.
Redzilla.
8-9-1 in the Reds lineup. Pitcher hits 8th, and Bailey goes back up the middle. Arcia behind the bag, and that's out number 1. Yeah, the pitcher was running, but that's still fun to watch. The work at shortstop from Orlando Arcia.
And if the pitcher wasn't running, he would have been a lot quicker to get rid of that baseball. It wouldn't have mattered who was running. Maybe Billy Hamilton beats that out. He knows he has some time. Make sure of the throw, and Aguilar with good footwork able to get the out. Nice play.
1 away in the 4th for Billy Hamilton. He grounded out to Arcia. It was a nice play by Orlando in the 2nd inning.
We're talking about the stolen bases for Billy Hamilton and Peraza. Now, Peraza hitting near 300. Can you imagine the stolen bases that this guy would have if he could hit 300? Amazing. Gets that on base percentage around 370.
Be pushing triple digits if you wanted to, right?
Yeah, no kidding.
I mean, he's been in the upper 50s, mid to upper 50s each of the last 4 years. And the best on base percentage he has had in any of those years is 321. And that would be at or slightly below league average.
Right.
Last year it was just 299, and he still stole a career best 59 bases.
Man, when the Brewers, or I should say when the Cincinnati Reds came into Miller Park, the word on Hamilton was.
There's a liner. Ryan Braun, a sliding catch. Out number 2.
And nicely done. Had some air under it, but the word was he was walking a little bit more. We haven't seen a whole lot of that in this series. And has not been walking a lot as of late.
It's been a frustrating start. They tried him at the top of the order again for a time, and he settled more at the bottom of it, hitting 9th for the 2nd straight night in this series. 2 outs, bases empty. Now the leadoff hitter, Jose Peraza, who has singled and walked so far, and has 2 stolen bases. And this is hit in the air to left center field. Hangs up there for Ryan Braun. And Chase Anderson has his first 1-2-3 inning of the night. Still 3-3 as we move to inning number 5.
tied up at 3. Checking in on the Brewers minor league system, our UW Whitewater scouting report. Yesterday for the Sky Sox, Tyrone Taylor, a couple extra base hits for him, a double, a triple. He would go 3 for 5 on the day with 2 RBIs. And on the season, he's hitting .333 with 2 homers and 9 RBIs and .932 OPS for Taylor. He was drafted in 2012.
All right, Sophia, thank you very much. We should also mention Brett Phillips up now with the move being made with Brandon Woodruff back down with the Sky Sox. Brett putting up some good numbers down at Colorado Springs.
The second time he's been with the team. Woodruff an inning in the third. Pretty good work out of the bullpen last night, so you figure he's not going to get in tonight. So it's Phillips here today. And remember, they're going to have to make room on the roster tomorrow for Wade Miley. He's going to get his first start.
Yep, making his Brewers debut. He was injured late in spring training. Groin injury, and the rehab starts went well in Biloxi and takes the mound tomorrow night. 2 balls, no strikes to Orlando Arcia.
And Brent Suter available in the Brewers bullpen tonight.
Yeah, all of baseball talking about the work of Josh Hader. 37 pitches last night, 2 2/3. As it was going on, you're thinking, wow, have we seen anything like this? And you said it after the game. No. And it was a fact.
Right. And we found out a major league record. Most strikeouts in less than 3 innings. I guess you can't have any more than that, than 8 in less than 3 innings.
It would be pretty hard to do that. I suppose if wild strikeout, wild pitch.
Well, there you go. You just
get that.
You nailed it.
As we said in the open, I guess you never say never. I think would we ever see something like that again? You don't want to expect it, but you can't dismiss it.
Yeah, incredible stuff. I mean, nary a foul ball either.
No, it was. He made some pretty good hitters look anything but good. Payoff pitch to Arcia. The beauty of this sport, or any sport really, you come to the ballpark, the stadium, the arena, you don't know what you're going to see. What we saw last night we had never seen before, and that's a pretty good company that Josh Hader keeps, getting a save with 8 punch-outs. Randy Johnson. There's a bouncer up the middle. Peraza. And a high throw that pulls Votto off the bag, and Arcia is aboard.
Yeah, good hustle by Arcia. He busted it down the line, and because of that, Votto coming off the bag, not able to tag him. Arcia already by first base. Well done. Good hustle by Orlando Arcia. A leadoff base runner for Milwaukee. Busting it out of that box. Probably be an error on Peraza. Now base hit. Okay. A gentler, kinder Great American Ballpark.
And Orlando will take it.
He'll take it. He's got 2 hits.
Well, the theme of infield hits, check it out. Brewers have had a lot, and they've had several go against him as well. Reds, Cubs, and Brewers 1, 2, 3 in the category of infield hits. Arcia with number 29 for the Brew Crew.
You like to break that down and give a reason for it, but you really can't. It's just one of those things. Maybe the shifting might have something to do with it. And Brewers have been working on their 2-strike approach. A number of those infield hits from Milwaukee have come with 2 strikes. But I think more than anything, it's because of the shifting. One of the reasons why you see more of those infield hits in baseball.
Yeah, it makes sense. Back in the day when these ballparks were AstroTurf parks, you get those big bounces sometimes, and you could run. That could help you. Anderson trying to move the runner over, and he pops up the bunt, and a nice catch on the slide by Joey Votto.
Yeah, he's having a good night defensively. He made a couple of really nice plays tonight. That one included. Charging hard, Chase Anderson squaring around early. This ball's not in the air all that long, and Votto able to make a sliding catch in foul ground.
He's flashing some of that Gold Glove form from 7 years ago. As Joey Votto. 1 out. Arcia remains at first for Lorenzo Cain. Very good at that top of the batting order for the Brewers. On base percentage at .398. Back-legged one last night again. His 4th home run of the year.
Yes, he did. It was a 2-strike pitch knocked out of the ballpark.
4 home runs. He's driven in 10.
He's got more walks than strikeouts so far this year. That's what we expect out of Lorenzo Cain.
There's a bouncing ball. Herrera, the play is at first for out number 2. Arcia now in scoring position. Christian Yelich is at the plate. Yelich singled to right in the first, came around to score. Good play by Herrera and Votto. Took away a potential hit in the 3rd. Three runs, 5 hits for the Brewers. 3 runs, 6 hits for Cincinnati. Both teams have played errorless ball.
And Billy Hamilton continues to play shallow out there in the center field. It cost him last night that Domingo Santana double over his head. As fast as he is, normally able to get back on a ball like that, but wasn't able to do it last night.
That was a big moment for the club, obviously, but for Santana. Very few extra base hits in the first month of the season. That was a huge extra base hit yesterday. A ball, a strike to Yelich. Couple of home runs. He's driven in 9. Bailey gave up the 3 runs in the first, the back-to-back homers to Shaw and Aguilar.
And really hasn't allowed any real contact, any hard contact since. Jesus Aguilar with the hardest hit ball, line drive to first.
Here comes the 2-1. He had retired 8 in a row, did Bailey, until Arcia started the 5th with an infield single. Thought we had a slugfest on our hands in the first inning, but both Anderson and Bailey especially has settled in. Chase has had to work out of some trouble a couple of times. Yelich, a fly ball to left, and this is curling toward the corner, and it is a foul ball. Well, full count to Yelich. Barnhart will get things organized with his pitcher.
And the first visit, mountain visit for Cincinnati. I'm waiting for the game when somebody runs out.
Hasn't even been close, right?
No, hadn't.
As you see, the Brewers with the full complement. Those, when it first came out, you're figuring at some point there's going to be a major argument because some of the exceptions to the rule.
Right.
Position player could go to the mound on a rainy day. It hasn't happened yet. 3-2 pitch. And just foul along the line.
Well, I think what it's done is some of the catchers in the big leagues, I mean, Wilson Contreras, Martin Maldonado, guys like that, they're going out to the mound all the time. I think it's kept those guys back behind home plate a lot more. Barnhart really not a guy that's goes out there all that much, but it keeps guys back. It keeps infielders from coming in. Having a nice chat, maybe breaking momentum for a pitcher. Keeps the game going.
Yeah, that's the whole design of it. Three-two pitch again. And Yelich a foul ball again.
Yeah, last time that we saw a long 3-2 count was with Travis Shaw, and he ended up hitting a home run.
Eighth pitch of the at bat will be coming up to Yelich. Arcia the runner at second. Yelich trying to break this tie in the fifth inning. And ball four.
Yeah, good job laying off that off-speed pitch down. That's good at bat for Yelich.
Well, Homer Bailey in a little bit of trouble. Two men on, two men out for Ryan Braun. Has 4 homers in his career against Homer Bailey. And 25 career home runs in this ballpark. Bailey misses. Braun was at first base last night. Back to his normal spot for him out in left field. And he shoots one fair, and that's going to go all the way to the wall. Arcia will score. Here comes Yelich. That tight turn around third, and he is in easily. A 2-run double for Braun, and the Brewers lead it 5-3.
Just a beautiful swing by Ryan Braun. How many times have we seen that in his career? A bullet like a left-handed hitter pulls the ball in the right field. I mean, that's a special talent to be able to do that. Check it out. There's a fastball in the outside corner. That's not a bad pitch. And look at Braun, the way he gets on top of that baseball. And watch Yelich. I mean, this guy turns the bags about as well as anybody. Not a whole lot of wasted distance. And he scores easily.
And the Brewers get this done with a couple of outs. There will be another mound visit here as the Brewers have grabbed the lead. Braun the runner at second. RBIs number 16 and 17 for Ryan Braun.
Set up by a really good at bat by Christian Yelich, drawing a walk. A number of full count pitches and ended up missing did Homer Bailey down in the zone, setting up Braun. So Braun's success against Homer Bailey continues.
Bullpen activity for Cincinnati as David Hernandez is getting loose. Pitching coach Danny Darwin out there maybe buying a little time. Visit with Homer Bailey. And here comes Shaw. 2-run homer to right and a fly ball to right in the third inning. is his night at the plate, presented by Wendy's. 2-run shot to open up the scoring and snap Shaw out of a slump that he had been in before the fly ball 2 innings later. Turning into a rougher outing now for Bailey. He had gotten into a groove. He had retired 8 straight before this 5th inning. Leadoff single from Arcia, an infield single. And then a Yelich walk. Braun a 2-out, 2-run double. He labored through the 1st. He is laboring through the 5th. The 1-1.
He likes to try and come inside, but he's not real effective in there. The book on him is when he comes inside, very rarely is it a strike.
Two and one to Shaw. And that is drilled deep but foul. Jumped on it just a little early. 2-2.
Tried to come inside again, right? Left it out over the plate. Really working Shaw inside all night.
He goes low and in, and Shaw can really make him pay. And there's a little bloop out in front of the bag. Bare hand pick, and the throw is in time. Good play by Peraza out there at short. But the Brewers pick up a couple of runs courtesy of Ryan Braun. A 2-out, 2-run opposite field double to give the Brewers a 5-3 lead. Opinion that cuts through the hype. Speak for yourself with Colin Cowherd and Jason Whitlock, weekdays at 4 p.m. Central, only on FS1. Adam Duvall leads off the bottom of the 5th for the Reds. He has struck out twice against Chase Anderson. Anderson had his first 1-2-3 inning in the 4th.
Yeah, that second strikeout, a big one for Chase. Second and third, 2 outs. Got him on a high fastball.
Reds did all of their scoring in the 1st inning. Big blow, a 2-run home run from Eugenio Suarez. 2-0 pitch on the way. Anderson has walked 1 tonight. Duvall will be followed by Votto and then Scott Schebler. A 4-pitch walk to begin the 5th. And now he'll face Joey Votto. Good changeup.
Yeah, every now and again you're going to see Joey Votto attack that first pitch. So a tremendous pitch. Changeup. Looking for fastball.
Votto has been on base a ton already in this series. Couple of walks hit by a pitch last night. Run scoring singles so far tonight. He's reached in 16 straight. There's the 1-1. Won't get the corner. Reds concluded their road trip in Minneapolis. They had some frigid weather, but Votto, talking to the Reds TV folks after the game, seemed like he was right at home. From Canada, so he was all about the cooler weather.
There you go. Mind over matter.
Another changeup evens the count. You caught that. Votto will bark at himself as much as anyone. More than just about anyone. He does it at the plate. Clayton Kershaw does it on the mound.
Yeah,
right?
he yells at himself. Why not, right?
Sometimes you got to chew yourself out.
He thinks he should hit every pitch. Why not?
2-2.
And maybe another changeup here. See if Duvall's running on the pitch.
Payoff on the way. Duvall's running.
That fastball in.
Good matchup here. Anderson and Joey Votto. A leadoff walk to Adam Duvall. Votto choking up on the bat per usual. And that was close.
Aguilar wants him to take a look at it in the dugout.
Like he was starting to lean a little bit.
Yeah, quick feet on the move to first base. Yeah, he was leaning. Pretty close.
Yeah, Council's going to want him to take a look.
Yeah, this will be huge. Eliminate the base runner with Votto at the plate.
Took off on the previous pitch.
I don't know if there's enough. Hard to tell on the angle we have right there.
Like Aguilar got him more around the elbow, and the question is, did Duvall slip his hand to the bag first?
Well, he dove to the outfield side of the bag, making the tag a little bit longer, and apparently the Brewers in the clubhouse feel as though they might have a chance to get this one overturned. Can't tell where the bag is or the hand.
And he will remain at first, Adam Duvall. So the Brewers took a shot, but the call stands. And there is their challenge.
Yep. No more.
Another 3-2 pitch will be coming to Joey Votto. Duvall holds. Votto, a fly ball to left. Hit it well. Braun measures the wall, has room for out number one.
Just missed it, kept it in the ballpark. Boy, he's got such good opposite field power, particularly in this place. I tell you, hit that ball in the first couple of innings, it's probably a home run the way the wind was blowing. It's not blowing at all right now. Fastball right down Main Street, and Votto nearly takes it out of here. No wind right now, and helped Chase Anderson on that.
Yeah, you're right. It has turned into a call night in Cincinnati.
They're blowing out pretty good first 3 innings.
Here's Schebler. Extended his hitting streak to 7 with that 3rd inning single. He's driven in 11. He has 3 home runs. Here's the 1-0. One of those nights where Chase really has to battle.
Yeah, just can't put it where he wants it. He left that last fastball to Votto right down the middle of the plate, got away with it. You don't get away with pitches like that to Votto very often, but he did.
Two balls, no strikes.
Kind of night where you appreciate what Chase Anderson gives you. He doesn't have his good stuff. He knows it. Manny Pena knows it. They're just trying to find something that he can throw, you know, for a strike where he wants it, keeping it down in his zone. But he's battling, and he's got a lead. You don't have your good stuff every night. It's the good ones that can figure it out and get you through some innings.
And he's proven to be one of the good ones, dating back to the second half of 2016. 19 winning decisions against just 7 losses and a .271 ERA going back to late July of 16. Leadoff walk to Duvall. Warning track fly ball from Votto. Good changeup. He's had that a little bit tonight.
Yeah, that'll get you out of some trouble. 2-1 pitch down in the zone, 83. Good pitch. Well located down over the plate. Get a swing.
Suarez is on deck. 2-2 count to Scott Schebler.
Didn't like the pitch. Stepped off. Want to go through the signs again.
Here we go, the 2-2. In the air to right field. Yelich, edge of the track for the second out.
They had doubled up on the changeup. That one up and gave Schebler a pretty good swing at it. Just got under it, just like Votto. So a couple of near misses. And Great American Ballpark helped both of them.
Sometimes you need a little good fortune. Not out of it yet, though. Suarez. Third home run of the year coming in the first inning. A broken bat, soft liner in the third. Jonathan Villar laying out to make the catch. One strike pitch. This with a curve. Suarez signed a 7-year contract extension back in the middle of March. 26 homer season last year and just 9 errors committed at third. Cut that back a lot from 2016.
Yeah, he had a ton of errors in the beginning of the season back in 16, but cleaned that up considerably.
You say he is a very hard worker, good clubhouse presence. And relatively speaking, it's a club-friendly contract that he signed. He will be a Red for the foreseeable future. The 2-1. This with a curve.
It's the old adage, never turn down your first multi-year deal.
Yeah, you know, we talk a lot about contracts that, you know, relatively speaking are club friendly. It's 7 years, $66 million. I'd take that. Would you?
That's tough to turn down.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, and there are guys that do it.
Yep. We found out this offseason with more veteran players, you do so with risk. And Suarez draws a walk. So a couple of walks given up by Chase Anderson here in inning number 5. And that'll get Derek Johnson out of the dugout.
That pitch count at 79 pitches as we work here in the 5th inning. It was 85 pitches for Anderson in Chicago, and he got through 7.
His season high in terms of pitch count is 97. Hit that a couple of times. The Marlins, as well as opening day against the Padres. Craig Counsell went 4 deep in his bullpen last night. Dan Jennings didn't have it, which was very unusual for him. But Jacob Barnes, Brandon Woodruff. Woodruff now back at Colorado Springs, and then Hader making his history.
Yeah, imagine that. The Brewers bullpen actually gave up a run.
Yeah, stunning. Totally unacceptable.
Yeah.
Right? Given up very few in the last couple of weeks. Here's Tucker Barnhart and a pickoff attempt, and they got him at second base. Adam Duvall very nearly got picked off at first earlier in the inning. They nab him at second. Now the Reds are going to want to take a look.
There is really no reason to even have this play close. Oh, he's safe.
Yeah, I think we're going to be hanging around here.
Yeah, I mean, that's not even close. I mean, he clearly gets his hand in there, and this inning will continue.
He's still living pretty dangerously.
Yeah, no reason to get that far off. I mean, I know you want to score on a base hit, but you're not going anywhere. Tag a little bit high by Arcia.
Fans here reacting to what they see in the video boards.
Mike Winters, or I should say Tim Timmons, the second base umpire, making a call.
Mike Winters, the crew chief. Winters on the left of your screen.
Well, they're taking a long look at it. Maybe they see something in New York that we didn't see. They do have the angles. Well, on first look, he looked like he got his hand in there.
Yeah, it's taken a little longer than we originally thought it would. Let's see, does his hand maybe come off the base? Let's check it out.
No, right there, he's clearly safe.
Yeah.
I don't know what the holdup is. In the meantime, Chase Anderson has to stay loose.
Duvall almost got picked at first. The Brewers challenged. The call of safe stood. Call here is out, and they're going to keep it that way.
Wow.
Whoa, how about that?
What'd they see?
Okay.
Wow.
The Brewers will not complain, so Chase Anderson picks off Duvall to end the inning. And the Brewers keep a 2-run lead after 5. Move to the top half of the 6th inning. Chase Anderson picks off Adam Duvall. And Brewers, we think, catch a break here. We thought Duvall got a hand on the bag, but hey,
well,
take it.
Yeah, right. I mean, good call.
I'll second that. He's Jesus Aguilar.
They missed it twice.
Boy, the longer that review was going,
right.
It's gonna get interesting.
Maybe we just can't see anymore, Matty.
Well, that's a possibility, at least with me. David Hernandez now on the mound. The night is over for Homer Bailey. Brewers got to Bailey for 3 in the 1st and 2 more in the 5th. Breaking ball, Aguilar out in front.
There's got to be a lesson there for me, at least. I mean, maybe not trying to be so bold and make a prediction.
Never assume.
I felt pretty confident with that, though. It's not often that you know you chirp that quickly.
Yeah, the angles that we had, it looked reasonably clear that he got back, but no complaints from the Brewers dugout. 2-2 pitch to Aguilar. Got him swinging, got him to chase a pitch upstairs for out number 1. Hernandez signed a free agent deal with the Reds back in January. .32 years old, originally an Orioles draft pick back in '05.
Yeah, last pitch on the 29th against the Twins, gave up a run in an inning of work. Another guy that can give you multiple innings. A couple days before that went an inning in the 3rd.
Facing Manny Pena now. A foul pop and a fly to center.
I think baseball reverting back to, like, you know, the 70s and early 80s, where closers are going multiple innings. Relievers are going multiple innings. You didn't see that for a long time, particularly closers.
Yeah, it's kind of fun. Kind of fun to see that. We were talking about that last night with Josh Hader. But you go back all time in Brewers history, that multi-inning saves, that was a Raleigh Fingers specialty. And a couple of double-digit saves in that fashion back in the early 80s, including his Cy Young and MVP season.
It was commonplace back then. I mean, a lot of guys were doing that. Most. You almost had to. Because back in those days, I mean, there was only 5 guys in a bullpen.
Yeah, as opposed to 8 that you see quite a bit now. Pena draws a walk, so 1 out, 1 on for the Brewers in the 6th inning. And here's Jonathan Villar. Villar flied to the wall in center in the 2nd inning and struck out in the 4th. Going through in Brewers history, the most multi-inning saves. Ken Sanders back in '71 did it 15 times.
The Bulldog, he's still in Milwaukee.
Yeah. Chuck Krim, 9 occasions.
Yeah.
87. Fingers did it 10 times twice, and then 9 times in 1984. But I think the beauty of it, potentially with the Brewers, certainly we have seen it in reality with Hader, but there are others who can give him that. If it's a Jeffress or a Barnes, whoever, it looks like Counsell has some options if he needs to go that way. And all the while, Corey Knebel is getting ready to work his way back, or he continues to work his way back into the fold.
Yeah, and the effectiveness of everybody in the bullpen allows Craig Counsell to use Hader for 2 2/3 innings, and essentially saying, I'm not going to use you for a couple of days, because he does have other guys that can get it done. You got Albers down there. You got Jeremy Jeffress, who's had closing experience. I mean, every one of these guys have been outstanding. Jacob Barnes.
2-2 now to Villar.
If you don't have that effectiveness in your bullpen, he does not have that luxury to use Hader one night and not really have him available for a couple of games.
Been a good group, and a group that Lee Tunnell has talked about it in chats that Sophia has had with him, that they're all buying in. They all kind of get it out there, and they keep themselves ready.
Yeah, we're talking with Counsell, before the game about leaving Hader in for that 9th inning. He said, I can't imagine any scenario other than the fact that if the Brewers had men on base, he was on deck at one point if he needed some runs. And even then, he was going to hesitate to pinch hit for him.
It was going to be a tough call.
Yeah.
He's racking up all those strikeouts. Villar sends one foul down the line.
He says, I could not justify taking him out of that game. Especially because, you know, what we were just talking about, an inning and 2/3 already, he's not available for the next day.
Right.
But if he takes him out after the 8th, he might be available for, you know, the following game, you know, Wednesday.
The way he was going. I mean, obviously, counsel made the decision that suited Josh Hader just fine, as the Reds never did get a ball in play against him. 2-2 to Villar. Good block by Barnhart.
I think a lot of fans, they wonder why managers take guys out when they're throwing so well. Craig Counsell wasn't going to get caught up in that. Not because of, you know, what he would have had to say in a post-game, you know, news conference and ask those questions, but I mean, why take him out? He was doing so well. Amazing stuff.
Yeah, the role seems perfectly suited, just a perfect fit for Hader. Payoff pitch to Villar, and the question continues to come up from time to time. The fans, and which is great. You can just, it shows that, you know, so many fans care deeply. But it's okay. Is he going to start? You're going to put him in the rotation, and you're almost like in today's baseball. Why?
No, that's really not on the table. I would imagine, at least not this year.
The value of the bullpen. Again, the payoff. Villar with a base hit into right center field. Pena's on his way to third. It goes all the way to the wall. AT CIN's going to wave Pena around. Here's the throw to the plate, and safe at home is Manny Pena, as Jonathan Villar drives one to the gap to give the Brewers a 3-run lead.
Well, Jonathan Villar hammers that one. You got a good pitch to hit, ripped it, and the lack of range in the corners of the outfield for Cincinnati, particularly Scott Schebler. He doesn't have a lot of range. That ball gets by him, and once it did, you knew Ed Cedar was going to send Pena. Not able to get there. Billy Hamilton ends up getting there. He doesn't have a really good throwing arm, and although the Reds had a pretty good cutoff and relay, Manny Pena able to score. That's our Badger Mutual Insurance run of the game. Jonathan Villar with a triple.
And the Reds pull in the infield as Orlando Arcia, who is having a 2-hit night, steps to the plate. A big hit for Jonathan Villar. A 6-3 ball game now. Arcia, hot shot right to Suarez, and that's a double play. Villar well off the bag, and the inning is over. Well, still a big run scoring triple from Villar as the Reds lead, or the Brewers lead the Reds 6-3.
The 6th. And you can join Brewers pitcher Jeremy Jeffress and his teammates for the Brewers Bowl-a-thon coming up on Sunday, August 5th. You can enjoy a silent auction and, of course, bowling with Brewers players while raising money for children and families living with epilepsy. To register, you can visit brewers.com/bowling, or you can call 414-902-4581. And speaking of that bullpen, they may have some company as all-star closer Corey Knebel gets closer to action. He left the team today. He is headed to Double-A to the Biloxi Shuckers to begin a minor league rehab assignment. He is scheduled to start pitching on Thursday with them. He'll likely make 3 to 4 appearances. They'll want to see Knebel go back-to-back, and if all goes well, he would be in line to join the Brewers on the next road trip in the middle of May. So great news for Corey Knebel as he comes back from that hamstring injury.
Yeah, it is, and that could be right on, if not slightly ahead of schedule, one appearance at a time, but the progress has been very good.
Yeah, and that just makes a very good bullpen to start even better. The Brewers really covering Knebel extremely well while he's been out. That's not easy to do, to lose your closer and keep that bullpen effectiveness the way they have.
Remember, Knebel was the one all-star representative that the Brewers had last year, and he did not begin last year as the closer. Neftali Feliz did. And then just a few weeks into the season, Knebel took over and was just terrific. Tucker Barnhart leading off the 6th inning for the Reds. Bunt single away from the shift his last time up. And he draws a walk. He drew 3 of them last night, and he starts the 6th inning with a walk.
And 4 walks now for Chase Anderson. Very unusual for him.
That Brewers bullpen is going to start to stir a little bit. There's Rosell Herrera. First major league hit coming tonight. That was in the 2nd inning. He struck out in the 3rd. This would be impressive if Anderson can get through this 6th inning. He has had to work. All the runs allowed came in the 1st.
And he's due to lead off the 7th, so this will be it for him regardless. You're right, Craig Counsell hoping that he can get through this inning. Brent Suter getting loose in the Brewers pen. Actually, it's Albers.
2 strikes and nothing to Rosell Herrera. There's Matt Albers getting loose.
We just started.
One-two pitch. I mentioned the Reds got all of their runs in the 1st inning. They stranded a pair in the 2nd. Did the same in the 3rd. Had runners at 1st and 2nd in the 5th. And Adam Duvall was picked off the bag at 2nd to end the inning. There's the 1-2 again. Scooter Jeanette's moving into the on-deck circle for Cincinnati. Had a pinch hit appearance last night, did Jeanette. 2-2 on the way. In the air, left field, Ryan Braun. Out number 1.
Yeah, good pitch in on his hands.
So 1 away with 1 on here at the bottom of the 6th. And Scooter Jeanette steps to the plate. Been out of the lineup each of the last 2 nights. That shoulder looked at. It's been bothering him for a little bit of time here. See, off to a very good start again.
Yep. 14 RBIs, hitting around 300.
It's 34 hits, among the tops in the National League. Entered the game at the top. And Craig Counsell now will come out, and it looks like he has a double switch in mind. So Chase Anderson's evening will end at 5 1/3. So a leadoff walk to Barnhart, a fly ball to the left from Rosell Herrera. And we will take a break. Pitching change at Great American Ballpark with the Brewers leading Cincinnati 6-3. Great taste at only 96 calories. And by Toyota, let's go places. 6-3 Brewers lead the Reds 1 out 1 on here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Chase Anderson's night is done. Had a battle tonight. Maybe didn't have his best stuff, but he leaves with his team up by 3, 5 1/3 for Anderson tonight. Double switch. Hernan Perez now in at second base. He will hit 9th in the batting order. And on the mound is Matt Albers.
Yeah, Albers' last pitch against the Cubs on Sunday, 2/3 of an inning. Albers has been unscored upon in 10 of 12 appearances this year, including each of his last 5.
And he will face Scooter Gennett. Career year last year for Gennett. Hit .295, 27 homers, drove in 97. Little tapper. Albers, the play is at first for out number 2. Barnhart moves to second.
Man, it took a little off, and Gennett way out in front. Man, good pitch. Albers with that big 2-seam fastball. He's got good sink on it going down and away, and slider to go with it.
One of 5 Brewers relievers with an ERA of less than 2. He's in that group of 4 with an ERA of less than 1.5. Facing Billy Hamilton now. Hamilton is grounded to short. Good play by Arcia in the second inning, and then he lined to left. Brewers with 2 runs in the 5th, 1 more in the 6th. After both teams put 3 on the board in the opening inning. Hamilton was 1 for 4 last night. Brewers have kept him pretty quiet here so far to the first game and a half. Back up the middle. That's a base hit to center field. Barnhart rounds third. The throw from Kane cut off, and it's an RBI single for Hamilton as the Reds pull within 2.
Left one down the middle of the plate, and Billy Hamilton able to hit it hard. Now he's at first base. Center cut right down the middle, 91 miles an hour, and Billy Hamilton handles that well. And Tucker Barnhart, who led off the inning with a walk, comes around to score. So close the book on Chase Anderson.
5 1/3, 6 hits, 4 runs allowed by Anderson. Walked 4, struck out 4. Here's Jose Peraza. And now this is where trouble can really get more and more noticeable. And with Hamilton on first. He has 5 stolen bases in as many tries this year. Career high 59 last year. And he's on the run. Here's the throw from Pena, and he's out at second. Manny Pena throwing a dart as he catches Billy Hamilton. First time he's been caught stealing in 2018.
Oh, you can't be any quicker with that baseball out of your glove than Manny Pena. Unbelievable throw to get Billy Hamilton. Watch the feet. Amazing.
Reds pick up a run. Pena throws out Hamilton. We are through 6 with the Brewers leading 6-4.
Then as we head to the 7th inning here in Cincinnati, today's Tavern of the Game winner, Dow's Corner Bar in Hayward. If they call the Brewers by 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, they get 40 tickets to a Friday night game in the Miller Lite Beer Pen. This offer courtesy of the Tavern League of Wisconsin and Miller Lite.
Hayward up north.
Some good fishing up there.
Some real good fishing up there. Well, Manny Pena throws out Billy Hamilton to win the 6th inning. And now Amir Garrett on the mound for Cincinnati.
Yeah, good numbers for the left-hander. You got 2 left-handers down in that Cincinnati pen, Garrett and Peralta. 13th appearance for Garrett at 176 earned run average. More strikeouts than innings pitched.
One of those who has moved from the starting rotation to the bullpen in this Cincinnati organization. Perez leading off. As a starter, it began pretty well for Garrett last year. He had 5 quality starts in his first 6 outings, and then it went downhill. Command trouble. ERA was more than 7. Finished the year out of the pen, and that's where he is to begin 2018. Perez hits it well into left field. Duvall going back, and that is off the top of the wall and a home run. They say it's a home run for Perez. A solo shot. Now he's aware, and the Brewers lead it 7-4.
Yep, and no challenges remaining for either team right now. So it looked like it went off the top of the wall or somewhere, hit his seat, and then came back. Boy, smoked that. Yeah, he got that run back.
There could be a crew chief review here, and that's what's going to happen as the confetti flies again in the Brewers dugout.
It looked like it went off his seat and then came back into play. Down and in. Perez drops the head of the bat on it, and clearly out of the ballpark. No?
No, I'm just looking at you. You going to make that definitive statement?
Yeah, I should know better after that pickoff. Yep, that was easy.
It is a home run for Perez.
Yeah, I thought you're right. I thought I learned my lesson. I'm not going to jump the gun anymore.
No, that's all right. I respected it, but I was going, oh, you're going to.
Yeah, jump right back into the fire again. I'll never learn.
No guts, no glory.
Right. You're right.
7-4 Brewers. 3rd home run of the night for the crew. Shaw and Aguilar went back-to-back in the first. Here's Lorenzo Cain. 0-1 pitch from Garrett.
Clearly a home run.
All of Perez's home runs have come on the road. All 3 of them. 0-2 to Cain. He'll lift this into shallow right field. Schebler, 1 out. And that was a bolt off the bat of Perez. Demonstrating.
Yeah. You know, those big fastballs, easy to get to when they're down in the strike zone, and that's what he did on the 2-1 pitch.
Here's Christian Yelich. He has reached twice, a single and a walk, in between a ground ball and a nice play by Rosel Herrera. And a good job by Joey Votto of holding the bag. Otherwise, Yelich will be on all night long. Fastball evens the count. Well, the Brewers put 6 on the board last night, 7 so far tonight. Yelich to left field. Duvall for the 2nd out. Now here comes Ryan Braun. 2 outs and the base is empty, and as he strolls to the plate, let's check out the Powerball home run leaderboard. Eric Thames with 7. Travis Shaw hitting number 6 tonight. Braun right behind Shaw, and Lorenzo Cain hit number 4 last night. Perez number 3 to begin this 7th inning. Braun's last trip to the plate was a very productive one, a 2-out 2-run double. That broke a 3-all tie.
Well, you know he's seeing the ball well when he's doing that. I mean, that's vintage Ryan Braun, those line drives down the right field line.
Braun hits this well, but measuring it is Billy Hamilton, and he is right there to make the play. That'll do it for the Brewers, but they get a leadoff home run in this 7th inning as Hernan Perez goes deep for the 3rd time this year. A bolt that clears the wall and left. It's 7-4 Milwaukee at stretch time.
To the test by downloading Beat the Streak free for your smartphone or tablet. Pick a player to get a hit every day, and if you can build a streak of 57 games, you'll take home $5.6 million. Well, Matt Albert's on for his 2nd inning of work. Came on with 1 out, and the man at first base gave up a hit to score Tucker Barnhart. It's going to be the top of the order for Cincinnati: Peraza, Duvall, and Votto. An important inning for the Brewers and Albers in this Brewers bullpen. Peraza 1 for 2, base hit, a walk. He scored once, a couple of stolen bases.
I'm back.
Everything okay?
We needed a headset that is in good operation.
Did you break
We're
it?
good.
Did you break yours?
Well, I did spike it on the home run. It's kind of a touchdown thing up here. Good cover, though, partner.
Yeah.
Keep telling you, you can do this play-by-play thing. You've done it before.
Had me sweating a little bit.
No, it was good. We're going back to spring training last year. The players only, you and Augie. That was fun.
That was fun. That was.
2 balls, 1 strike to Peraza. You want to finish this at bat?
No, you're good.
Peraza lays one down. This is no play. Another bunt single. They've had a couple of them tonight. Barnhart away from the shift earlier, and now Peraza just laying one down to lead off the 7th for the Reds.
That's a time where a bunt is a pretty good play to lead it off. You need base runners if you're Cincinnati. You had Shaw behind the bag. And another leadoff base runner for Cincinnati. 3 consecutive innings now.
Here's Adam Duvall. He walked in the 5th. That's how the inning started, but he ended the inning when he was picked off at 2nd. He's also struck out twice tonight.
I think that throw to second base to get Billy Hamilton to end the last inning. He's going to keep that base running to a minimum here. Perez has already got a couple of stolen bases, but one of the best throws you're going to see from any catcher last inning.
Yeah, Manny got it there right now. It's really the only chance you have against someone like Billy Hamilton.
That was one of those pop times. Catcher's mitt to glove under 8, 1.8. Big league average is about 2 seconds. That tells you how quick he got that baseball to second base. And he had to with Hamilton running.
No balls, 2 strikes to Adam Duvall. As you've pointed out multiple times, you need a pitcher who can get it to you quickly. But it's not just the arm strength, it's the ability to get it out of your hand quickly, and boy, Manny can do that.
Well, it starts with the quick feet. Get your feet in position and the body follows. And he was in position long before that ball was in his glove.
Albers with a 1-2 and another strikeout for Adam Duvall. He's punched out 3 times tonight, 1 away in the 7th.
Let's watch this throw from Manny Pena now. Just take a look at the footwork for Pena, how quick and where the ball is. I mean, a lot of times, catcher's going to wait back a little bit, but the trick is to stay back with the body while you're still moving the feet to get in position. Manny does a real good job of that. The arm drops automatically when you try and be that quick. You have to compensate that. You got to plan on that movement on the throw because your arm's going to drop a little bit, and he did that beautifully. What a throw.
Here's Votto, RBI single in the first. He has since struck out and fly to left. Both teams with 8 hits tonight. Brewers have been good at turning double plays this season, among the leaders. A handful ahead of them, but they've turned 27 double plays coming into this game. They have yet to get one tonight. Votto motioning to his third base coach, Billy Hatcher. The runner at first is Jose Peraza.
Been a couple of times Votto's been at the plate and he's been asking Hatcher to give the signs again. Almost as if, does he think he's going to give him the bunt sign? I guess he wants to know what Peraza is going to be doing, but Peraza's probably on his own. A guy like Peraza can run. I mean, the Reds might put the stop sign on, but they're not going to tell him when to steal.
Peraza with stolen bases in each of the first 2 innings. Short lead right now as Votto takes away for ball 3. He's walked 21 times, including twice last night.
Yeah, don't be surprised if he's going to be swinging here.
Nothing to swing at as he takes a 4-pitch walk. So suddenly the tying run will be strolling to the plate. 1 single and a walk here in the 7th inning. It sets it up for Scott Schebler.
And nothing doing in the Brewers bullpen. You got some pop coming up.
We mentioned last night this is a Reds team that's been scoring at a better clip under Jim Riggleman. In the 5.7 range, 5.8. They were averaging but 3 runs per game through the first 18. And Albers having trouble locating the strike zone right now. It's game number 12 under Riggleman. This is his 5th managerial stop. Replaced Brian Price right after the Reds left Milwaukee when the Brewers took 2 out of 3 at Miller Park. Count evens, a ball, a strike.
Yeah, good one right there, off speed pitch.
And you see his numbers with runners in scoring position. That's been a good number for the Reds in the past week. Bunt single from Peraza, a walk from Votto. Over the last week, the Reds as a team have been hitting .356 with runners in scoring position. Break even pitch. There's a bouncing ball on the charge is Arcia, and he bobbles it, and everybody's safe.
That's probably going to be a hit. Another infield hit. That's 3 of them tonight for Cincinnati. I assume that's going to be a hit. That was going to be a tough play for Arcia. That's a good pitch by Albers. I think if he comes up with it, he's going to be able to get the out, but we'll see how they score it.
It will be an infield single. Well, I'm sorry, E6, excuse me, take it back. Error charge to Arcia.
Yeah, if he gets it on the first hop, he's going to get the out, but would have been a tough play. We've seen him make those before.
So they are loaded for Suarez, who hit a 2-run homer off Chase Anderson in the first inning. And there's a fly ball hit out into left field. Braun will make the catch. Tagging is Peraza. He will score. Sacrifice fly, and the Brewers lead is down to 2.
And Suarez just a little bit out in front of that. He had a good pitch to hit, and because of that, Braun able to catch up to it in the gap. And Albers leaves that pitch up in the zone.
2 outs, 2 on for the catcher Tucker Barnhart. Barnhart with a hard shot but foul. Bunt his way on in the 3rd inning. Walked and scored in the 6th. Been a night where the Reds have had a fair amount of traffic. Only one 1-2-3 inning. That was in the 4th. Pickoff attempt, and getting back is Votto.
He's trying to keep him close. Might not be able to score on a base hit. Best case scenario, pick him off.
That's how the Brewers got out of trouble in the 5th inning. It was Chase Anderson picking off Duvall at second. A ball to strike to Barnhart. Nothing easy for Brewers pitchers tonight.
Yeah, Albers another changeup. He's thrown a lot of them tonight. He's leaving a lot of pitches up in the strike zone.
Votto at second. Scott Schebler, the runner, at first. Reds with a run here in the 7th inning. 3 balls, 1 strike. And the bases are now loaded.
I don't see this kind of wildness out of Matt Albers all that often. This guy's a strike thrower. He's walked 2 already here in the 7th. And the strikes that he's been throwing have been pretty much all up in the strike zone.
The Cincinnati native Brent Suter warming up.
Brewers pitchers have walked 6 tonight.
And Matt Albers had just 1 walk allowed for the season coming into this game. It's been a part of the strength of this Brewers bullpen. This run they had, the 32 straight innings without allowing an earned run. They hadn't been allowing a lot of hits, not walking many, striking out a ton.
Yeah, throwing strikes. I mean, that's job number 1. You're coming out of the bullpen.
So the bases are loaded as the veteran Matt Albers will face the rookie Rosell Herrera. He singled back in the 2nd inning. Fly ball to center. Lorenzo Cain will put this away, and that will do it for Cincinnati in the 7th inning. They pick up the run, but the Brewers head to the 8th, up 7-5.
Hendricks facing the Rockies lineup, and they would greet him not so kindly with back-to-back homers. Charlie Blackmon and then David Dahl to lead off the first for the Rockies. Just the 3rd time they've gone back-to-back like that. And then Nolan Arenado would follow it up with another home run in the 4th. All 4 runs in that game have been scored via the homer. Anthony Rizzo homered for the Cubs as well. The Rockies lead it 3-1 to 7.
All right, Sophia, thanks. Yeah, the Rockies, the Brewers will see those guys on the next road trip. After tomorrow night, the series finale, the Crew returns home. 3 games with the Pirates, 2 with the Indians, and then a 4-gamer against the Rockies out west. Travis Shaw leads off the 8th inning for the Brew Crew. Amir Garrett remains on the mound for Cincinnati. Shaw got the scoring started tonight. Broke out of his slump with a 2-run blast into the seats in right field. Two strikes and nothing to Shaw. Homer Bailey started, went 5 innings, gave up 6 hits and 5 runs. David Hernandez worked the 6th allowed a run. And Garrett got greeted last inning by Aaron Perez with a home run, but he punches out Shaw to start the 8th.
Yeah, Homer Bailey threw the baseball pretty well after the first inning. A couple of home runs, 3 runs in the first. After that, he was pretty spot on.
And Jim Riggleman's going to make a double switch here as Garrett gets a strikeout of Shaw. That'll be the last hitter that the left-hander faces. So we'll go ahead and make the move. Alex Blandino is going to be coming into the ball game. We'll tell you about the new pitcher when we continue. 7-5 Brewers with 1 out at the top of the 8th. .300 hours of coverage. The world's biggest sporting event begins June 14th on Fox and FS1. Double switch here for the Reds. Alex Blandino now in the game. He started at second base last night, and that's where he is in the 8th inning. And on the mound is Dylan Floro.
Yeah, he's been pretty good. You know, 7th appearance and earned run average under 1. He's had big league time before Cincinnati with the Rays and the Cubs.
Facing Jesus Aguilar. Aguilar, a solo homer, went back-to-back, followed Travis Shaw's bomb with one of his own. Brewers did face Floro in a Cubs uniform last year. Touched him up for 5 runs in a couple of innings. Game last May at Wrigley Field. 1-2 pitch to Aguilar, and he offered up, and that's out number 2 here in the 8th.
Yeah, that's a slider. That's his best pitch. I mean, he's got a sinker, the 2-seamer. And the slider that he just threw a couple of times, back-to-back sliders. Then he'll throw a changeup every now and again to a lefty.
Two outs, bases empty for Manny Pena. Pena walked and scored in the 6th.
Slider's a pretty good pitch. Very late breaking, short breaking slider.
Oh, and 2 the count to the Brewers catcher. Fights that one off, does Pena. Domingo Santana is on deck if Pena can extend the inning. 2-strike pitch on the way. Differences in this game. The Reds have stranded 8 runners. The Brewers just a couple. Hits are even at 8. Dylan Floro with the 0-2, and the slider gets Pena to end the inning. So between Amir Garrett and Dylan Floro, the Reds bullpen strikes out the side. Bottom of the 8th we go. The Brewers with a 2-run lead. Done. 6 outs to get here for the Brew Crew. Chase Anderson started the night. Matt Albers worked the last inning in 2/3, and now Jacob Barnes gets the call.
Yeah, we saw him last night. 2/3 of an inning, gave up a hit, struck out a batter. Has been unscored upon him 12 of 13 appearances so far this year. That nifty 1.13 earned run average for Jacob Barnes.
He faces Alex Blandino. He was in the starting lineup last night for Riggleman's team and had his hitting streak snapped at 7 games. Count is even, a ball, a strike. But a night where the Brewers pitchers have had to labor. Likewise Cincinnati. Chase Anderson worked out of a couple of jams after giving up 3 runs in the opening inning. Matt Albers gave up a run in an inning in 2/3.
Yeah, the Brewers have walked 6 Cincinnati Reds, but only one of them have come around to score, so you're kind of playing with fire there.
Well, they have left some traffic out there to be sure. And Blandino with a fly ball out to left field. Ryan Braun going back, and he can only watch as Alex Blandino has hit a solo homer to pull Cincinnati within a run.
looked like a fastball that was in her half, 94 miles an hour, and Blandino waiting for it. A classic Great American Ballpark homer right there, high and far, and drops about second row.
First big league home run for Alex Blandino. And now it's a 7-6 ball game. Billy Hamilton at the plate. RBI single from Hamilton in the 6th inning, but he was caught stealing to end the inning. First time he's been caught this year. Back up the middle, and Hamilton has his second hit of the night, and the tying run is on.
And both of the hits. That time a cut fastball that kind of stayed down the middle of the plate, and Hamilton able to center on it. Home run on a fastball. Here it is, 90 miles an hour. And Billy Hamilton getting on top of it, grounding it into center. Trouble on the bases now for Cincinnati with the top of the order coming up.
10 hits now for the Reds. Peraza at the plate. Reach base 3 times. Single to center, a bunt single, and a walk. He's also flied to left field. He runs well, but he has hit into 5 double plays this year. That's the most of anyone on the Cincinnati roster. So another tight one. Brewers have had a ton of these kind of games this season.
And one of the things that Billy Hamilton does to pitchers is spend a lot of time worrying about him on the bases, and you can't do that. I mean, the guy at the plate with the bat can hurt you a lot more than Hamilton can. So, you know, concentrate on making good pitches.
One strike pitch.
Sometimes pitchers try to be a little bit too quick to home plate with Hamilton at first. A lot of times what happens there, your arm drags, you leave pitches up in the zone.
The effect of a base runner like Billy Hamilton. A home run and a single to start this 8th inning for the Reds. 1-1 to Peraza. In the air to center field. Lorenzo Cain has it tracked for the first out of the inning. And now Riggleman will go to his bench, and he will send Jesse Winker to pinch hit for Duvall.
Yeah, Duvall having a rough day at the plate. Winker was swinging the bat pretty well last night.
And a couple of hits for him. This is part of what Riggleman was talking to reporters who cover the Reds about. He's not afraid to do this. Duvall, big home run, big RBI guy, but he's struggling. So let's go to the bench. He's done this a handful of times already since taking over for Brian Price. So Winker pinch hitting, Hamilton at first. Remember, he was caught stealing in the 5th.
Yeah, be careful with that cutter down and into this guy. Left-handed hitter, likes the ball down there.
Winker as a pinch hitter is 2 for 3 with an RBI. Just get the sense that Hamilton's getting itchy to run again.
He'd like to be able to get to second base, of course, and not only to get into scoring position, but to eliminate that possible double play. And the fact that Pena threw him out last time, a little bit in his head. He's normally gone long before this. Barnes doing a good job keeping an eye on him.
And will continue to do so. Wheels are turning here in the 8th inning. Winker asking for time. Alex Blandino homered to start this inning. Hamilton singled to center. Peraza fly ball to center. Winker's big league debut came last April against the Brewers. Appeared in 47 games, homered 7 times. One of the top prospects in this organization in Cincinnati. 2-0.
Both pitches fastballs, trying to catch the outside corner. He's missed both times.
Two-0 pitch. Base hit to right field. Hamilton flying around second, and the Reds will have runners at first and third with 1 out.
And Winker got the count in his favor at 2-0 pitch, and looking fastball, got fastball, and was able to get on top of that high heater. High fastball, 94, and does a good job getting on top of it and hits it hard. Billy Hamilton easily gets into third base.
Craig Counsell will make another move here with runners at the corners, 1 out. Joey Votto will be at the plate.
And Brewers had Jeremy Jeffress getting loose in the bullpen. How many times have we seen JJ get out of messes like this?
He's done that a ton. We're going to see a double switch. Jeffress looks like he's ready. As the Reds have a rally going in the 8th inning. A run is in, 2 more are on base. 7-6 Milwaukee with 1 out in the bottom of the 8th. more. Let's get you caught up on some changes here. Christian Yelich moves from right to left field. Brett Phillips comes into the game in right. You see Yelich now over in left. And Ryan Braun moves from left field to first base. Those are the defensive substitutions, and now out of the bullpen is Jeremy Jeffress.
Yeah, got his work cut out for him. First and third, 1 out, 1-run lead, and Joey Votto coming up. 16th appearance for Jeremy. Look at that earned run average, .64, and he has done a very good job with inherited base runners. He's got 2 out there now so far. Only 2 of 12 have scored against him while he's been out there.
And facing Joey Votto, who looks at a strike. Single came in the first, drove in a run. Jeffress missing with a fastball.
Well, you know he wants to be able to put him away with a split change. Matter of getting there. And fastball, curveball, split change. Started him out with a splitter.
Jeffress with a 1-1. Inning started with an Alex Blandino home run. Hamilton singled to center. Peraza a fly to center. Jesse Winker pinch hitting for Adam Duvall singled to right. Close one last night. More of the same tonight. Jeffress with a 1-2. And that is strike 3 call.
Wow. Now tell me that's not a big out. 96 in on him. Had a little run on it. Started off the inside corner, caught the edge, and Joey Votto out on strikes. Wow. There's a big out. Right on the edge, and Votto takes it. He's rung up. Manny Pena holding it there nicely. Got the call.
Well, that's a heck of a pitch. And a heck of a look right now on the face of Jeremy Jeffress. 2 outs. Runners remain at the corners as Scott Schebler steps to the plate. Bouncing ball. This will be a tough play. Braun makes it. The throw to Jeffress is in time. And Jeremy Jeffress does tonight what he's been doing throughout the course of this young season, pitching the Brewers out of trouble.
Big jam in the 8th. Hey, the Brewers will host the division rival Pirates for a 3-game series at Miller Park this Friday, May 4th through Sunday the 6th. You can check out the full weekend schedule, which includes Star Wars night, Cinco de Mayo on Saturday, and lightweight hoodie giveaway on Sunday. Go to brewers.com.
Got a lot going on.
Man,
got to get there.
Star Wars night on Friday.
That's big. Here is Brett Phillips. Getting an at-bat. Came in part of a switch in the bottom of the 8th inning. Phillips just called up from AAA Colorado Springs.
Yeah, Brewers started the night with 5 guys on the bench. 3 are left. Reds are down to 1.
Sogard, Santana, and Bandy still available for the Brew Crew. Dylan Floro, a couple of strikeouts in the 8th inning. Stays in there. Second time up for Phillips. A couple of games early in the season. And he looks at a called third strike. Last 4 Brewers have struck out. Garrett got Shaw. And then Dylan Floro the next 3.
Yeah, good movement, tailing back over the inner half of the plate. That had plenty of the plate. That one fooled Brett Phillips. I tell you, this Floro, he's throwing a lot of strikes. He's off to a good start with Cincinnati.
He's impressive. Here's Orlando Arcia. Couple of hits tonight for Arcia. And his bid for a third hit is successful as he dumps one into right field. 2 singles to right and an infield single for Arcia tonight.
Yep, right off the end of the bat and kind of cued it right into right field for a base hit. Be nice to get that guy hot. Get the bottom of the order hot.
Yeah, Arcia last year broke through at the plate, hit .277. Been scuffling since coming back from that little ankle turn. Breaking out of it tonight. Here's Hernan Perez. He greeted Amir Garrett in the 7th inning with a solo homer. Missing upstairs is Floro. Brewers have used the home run ball again tonight. Shaw and Aguilar went back to back in the 1st inning. Reds have out hit the Brewers 11-9. But Milwaukee has stranded just 2 runners. The Reds left 2 more on base in the 8th inning. They have stranded 10 men in the game. Arcia is running. Pitch is taken. The throw from Barnhart. And out is Arcia. Blandino applies the tag.
And Tucker Barnhart has that quick release. We saw Manny Pena with a good throw to second base. Brewers had 5 bags off of Barnhart last night. Not tonight. Hey, good pick by Blandino. That ball bounced. Got him on the back of the arm.
The Brewers have used their challenge.
They can ask. I think they're satisfied that Blandino got Arcia on the back of the arm. First time.
So there are 2 men out. A 1-ball 1-strike count to Hernan Perez.
Of course, I'm not sure. I'm just. I'm just thinking.
We're both a little like pumping the brakes on on these calls right now.
You walk around the press box, go between innings, and everybody's scratching their head on that pickoff.
Big
It
moment.
wasn't just me.
Yeah, the fifth inning, Adam Duvall was picked off second by Chase Anderson. It seemed to most that he was safe. He was called out, and Perez is called out on strikes. Well, Dylan Floro out of the bullpen. Impressive tonight for Cincinnati. As the Brewers will try to close this one out, they lead 7-6. Presented by Miller Lite. Series wrap-up tomorrow. Wade Miley makes his Brewers regular season debut. Luis Castillo goes for Cincinnati. Brewers Live gets us started tomorrow afternoon at 5:30 here on Fox Sports Wisconsin.
Anxious to see Miley, and how does Castillo have an earned run average there?
Boy, good question.
He was outstanding at Miller Park.
And has struggled mightily since. Well, Jeremy Jeffress pitched the Brewers out of a jam in the 8th inning. Reds had runners at the corners. A run was in, but kept them from tying the game as Eugenio Suarez leads off the 9th. Good night for Suarez. Been a good series for Suarez. He's driven in 3 tonight. He drove home 4 last night. A hot hitter since coming off the DL with that thumb injury. Suarez, Barnhart. Their one remaining bench player available is Devin Mesoraco. This is hit hard to center field, but Lorenzo Cain will squeeze it for the first out.
Yep, got a man there. Boy, I tell you, Suarez hit that one right on the nose. Got a fastball, hit it hard, but Lorenzo Cain right there. Brewers are looking for yet another save of more than an inning. Amazing, isn't it?
It's becoming a regular occurrence, right? When they get these save chances. Here is Tucker Barnhart. He has walked twice tonight. A walk machine in this series. Took 3 of them last night. The 1-0. Sharply hit, backhanded by Arcia, and that is out number 2.
Yeah, 2 hard hit balls. And Brewers positioned perfectly.
Jeremy Jeffress 1 out away. Picking up a save and securing this win for the Brew Crew. And here is Devin Mesoraco. 1 for 5 as a pinch hitter this season is Mesoraco. He's had that role more than any other Red so far this year. An all-star who has battled a lot of injuries the last few years. Jeffress with a 1-0. Drops a breaking ball to even the count. Here's the 1-1. Little tapper. Jeffress can't get it. Charging Arcia. The throw, and the Brewers win it.
Wow.
Oh, what defensive work by the Brew Crew to end the game.
Are they going to look at it? Nope.
Looks like the answer is no. And my goodness, how about Jeremy Jeffress tonight?
Are you kidding me? I mean, how many times has he done that? I mean, it's you know, amazing what he's been able to do this year. You know, once it got by Jeffress, it was going to be an awfully difficult play. The only guy that had a shot was Arcia, and they got him by an eyelash at first base. What a play. Brewers continue to flash the leather. They do have an error tonight, but still outstanding defense for Milwaukee as of late.
Another 1-run win for the Brew Crew. They are 8-4 in such decisions this season as the Brewers now take the first 2 games of the series. 7-6 your final tonight. Let's send it to our Fox Sports Wisconsin studio where Dario Melendez is standing by with Brewers Live.